Yes, please. Yeah.
When you start a business, number one, it's very lonely. Number two, you're going to keep running across problems that you cannot solve by yourself. Or if you try to solve them by yourself, it's going to take you a really long time to learn. So, what happens when you start a business for the first time? If you don't come from like a family with a business background, everybody thinks you're crazy. Everyone. Your parents think you're crazy. Your friends think you're crazy. If you're at work, your colleagues think you're crazy. Nobody gets it. Nobody. Everybody is like, are you sure this is good? How are you going to make money? You know, what about it? Everybody is an expert, but nobody is actually helping because nobody fucking gets it. It's a completely different type of pressure to working. There's a bit of freedom attached to it, but at the same time, you are now responsible for every single choice that you make. All of your success, you are completely responsible, right? And it hits differently. And when you've got nobody to talk to, the pressure can absolutely crush you. And just going on social media looking for answers is really tough because the moment you start looking for solutions to problems, you're just gonna get bombarded by all of these bullshit gurus selling you magical formulas that don't really work.
It definitely a lot of them as well online at the moment.
And it's tough because when you start, you don't know what you don't know, right? So it's hard to figure out, like, surely they're everywhere. There must be some truth in it. And I'm doing this and it's not working, right? And it's tough. So the best thing that you can do is start talking to other business owners and surround yourself with other business owners. When I went off by myself, I did after a few months, really, and I've had experience. I had previous experience and I was struggling, right? By that time I was already older. I've managed teams, I had management experience, I had loads of coaching experience. I've had, corporate coaching business experience where I've run some programs, for setting up businesses and so on. So I kind of knew a lot already. I knew a lot about sales, but there were a lot of things that I didn't know about, like acquiring clients online. Marketing, I knew a lot about traditional marketing, but not online marketing, right? So I knew something about advertising, local marketing, but online funnels, all of that. It wasn't my expertise when I started, so I had to learn all of that. So, anyways, it was really, really tough, and I was really, really struggling at one point, trying to get some previous like colleagues on board to start a new business as well. And everybody was like, yeah, yeah, people will be a bit excited, but then they get cold feet, like, oh, I'm not sure if I can do this with my job. Maybe I should just stay in a job. Like I said, nobody gets it. Nobody gets it. And a lot of, new founders, they turn to colleagues and friends and hope and ask for help. But you're gonna very quickly find out that these people are just, you gotta give up on them. You're not gonna get any friends. If they're not in business now already, they're not gonna be in business. Just accept that. So the best thing to do is to start talking to other founders. Make new friends. Surround yourself with other people, ideally that are already running businesses, because the mindset is completely different, right? When you ask friends, when you talk to colleagues, it's like, oh, are you sure about this? Whereas if you talk to people that run a business, they're going to help you fix the problems because you need to have that solution oriented mindset.